Okay, good evening. Thank you for joining us today on Kingdom Homeschool. God bless you. I can see one person connected. Wow, I am Princess Miriam Amos, the lead mentor of Kingdom Homeschool and the pastor of Women of His Presence International. What we are doing today is out of passion to help mothers build children that will be wholesome, that will grow and fulfill their destiny. And one of the ways to help children grow and become wholesome adults in the community, in the society, is to help children to avoid sexual abuse, of which we know is very rampant in our society these days. Can you hear me well? Okay, as I continue, today we are talking about how to detect sexual predators and also how to help our children to avoid being abused. Today I want us to know, as you're connected to this live session, there are a lot for us to learn, but beyond learning, our intention is that we go and put to work what we have learned and also transfer this knowledge to our children. Like I said during the advert of the program, that one of the things that motivated this training today is one of the children that I mentor, just a child of about 12 years. She told me something that touched me, but because she was taught on how to detect the moves, the steps, and the strategies of these sexual predators, she was able to deliver herself. She was able to avoid being sexually abused. So I now knew that this is a need for many children to be informed, to have superior knowledge that will match the tricks or will beat the tricks of these abusers. So today we want to teach mothers, we want to teach parents so that they will go ahead and teach their children and protect them from being abused. Research has shown that 1 out of 4 girls between the age of 2 and 17 are abused, and 1 out of 10 of boys are being abused. That is to show us that more girls are being abused daily. So if you're a mother that have girls, you should be on a watch out and you should do all that you can. That's why we need to learn as women. We need to learn and empower our children, ourselves, especially when we have girls, to avoid being abused. And not that boys are not being abused. Boys are being abused as well, but it's more rampant among girls. So the aim and objective of this training today is to make parents to be more aware of these predators. Sometimes we usually look out, outside there. Oh, I hope this person maybe outside doesn't have this intention, and we don't really know who these predators are. So this training is to make us more aware of predators around us, in our homes, in our neighborhood, in the church, around the school, so that we will know the signs, that when you begin to see the red flags, that when you begin to see, you'll be conscious, you'll be aware that this man or this woman or this lady or this guy, I should watch out for him, and also tell my children to watch out for him or her, to avoid some certain things that they may have as a motive. So the objective is to make us more aware of these predators around us, and also to let us know the kind of things we should teach our children to protect themselves. We want to protect more children from being abused, because this thing happens every day. But the more we are aware, the more we know their strategies, will help more children to avoid being abused. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's go. So what are the signs? What are the things we should look out for? What are the things we should look out for? I want us to understand something here. It's not only adults that abuse these children sexually. Other children that are being abused by adults go on and abuse other children. So don't only have your mind set on adults. Oh, I'm watching out for this adult so that he will not abuse my child or this guy. But I want us to be more aware that Even children abuse children in school, children abuse children in the neighborhood. So when we're talking about abuse, don't only focus on adults. What we are learning generally is about sexual predators, whether they are children, whether they are adults, or but majorly it happens between adults and children. Okay. So there's this belief that children that are being abused, and which is real, when children are being abused, they go on to abuse other children. So you protect your children from such children in the neighborhood. So what we are learning now is, what are the signs of those sexual predators? How do I know one when I see them? So one of the signs I want us to start taking note of, there are things we are going to learn today. One of it is how to set rules around your home, how to protect and build defense around your children, signs of sexual predators, and the things I should teach my children for them to know who these predators are and how to protect themselves when you are not there. Because the truth is, we can't go all about with our children everywhere they go to protect them from being abused. They go to church, they go to their children's church, they go to school, they stay at home, you go to work. So what we need is not to be afraid, but to know and protect these children with knowledge. Like I sent a message to us that when we equip these children with knowledge, when they know the power of the predator has been taken from him, when the children know that, oh, this is what this person is up to, this is what this person will likely do, like the child I talked about. This child I talked about has not been abused, but she was able to see some of the signs I taught her. She said, oh, this uncle was doing this and I was not comfortable, and I had to tell this uncle, no, please stop it. And the truth is that by the time she said the first time, the second, the third, I was able to know that this guy was actually up to something, but he was just at the first stage. So how do we know signs of sexual predators? To teach our children, what are the red flags that when we see, we know that this person is up to something. The first is grooming. So what is grooming? Like a normal relationship, when a guy wants to woo a lady, he begins from grooming. He begins to build the relationship whereby the person will see him that he's kind, he's a good person. So grooming is the process by which the sexual predator gains the trust of the child's family and the trust of the child. Majorly, they start from gaining the trust of the parents, the mother, so that when they come around the child, the mother will be very relaxed and very comfortable. So whenever things start going wrong, the mother will not suspect, because that's the good guy that she knows. So grooming is the process whereby the predator has known and has spotted the child he wants to prey on, the child he wants to abuse. Then he begins to make his ways and to gain trust, to make the parents see that, oh, he's good, he has good intention, he's good to the family, he's nice, and all that. And the parents remove their eyes from anything that they could see, and they are so relaxed around the person. You understand? So one of the things I want to tell you now, please, parents, watch out for this. When you notice your child spending significant time with a certain adult, talking more about this adult, how the adult or the person shows her kindness, how this brother is nice, how this uncle is nice, he buys me this, please be very watchful at that time. When a child spends quality time with a certain adult, talking about the adult, how the adult is good and all that, be very watchful. And as you learn in the teaching, you will know the things to tell your children and how to stop that relationship so that it will not get to abuse. We are not learning this so that you just keep watching and the abuse happens outrightly, but for us to know and stop the abuse from taking place. I want to give you an illustration here. Please, as you hear this, just a short analogy. I want you to apply it to what we are talking about now. It will help you a long way. This is my sister, since handset phone, this GSM came out, I think that was 2001. From that 2001 till today, she has never lost one phone. The very first SIM card she bought from 2001, when she was still in the university, till now, you can imagine how many years between 2001 till date, she has been using the same SIM card and have been changing phone. She has never lost one phone. And one day she said, let me tell you The secret why I have never lost any phone. So this is the secret I also want you to apply so that your children or none of your child will ever be abused sexually. She said, anytime I hold my phone, I hold it so dear and so precious that it's so funny. She said, I begin to suspect everyone around me as a thief. She gave an example. I said, assuming I enter this tricycle keke and I'm holding my phone in my bag, the way I hold my bag, I begin to suspect everyone sitting around me as a thief. Whether you are a thief or you are not, I begin to suspect you in order to protect my phone. I don't allow you any space close to that bag. She said, because of this suspect that or suspicion she has around people, oh no, this is my phone, you can't go near this bag. She says it helps her protect her phone in a way that she's not careless. And she said, from the time I started using my first phone, my first SIM card, I've never lost any of it. Nobody has ever stolen my phone till date. So what am I saying? Please, parents, especially mothers, we need to be very observant around our children. We need to, play that role of being, vigilante. You know how they are very vigilant. Any sound they hear, they watch out. Or what's happening? Who's taking that move? Who is there? What's the person's intention? So we need to play that role around our children, and don't give that free hand that everyone around you, they are good. It's not my brother. It's not my sister. We are getting to that. So the first thing that a predator does is to groom the child, is to start a relationship, is to make the parents to feel comfortable around him. Now, the stages of grooming, how these predators groom our children. The first thing that they do is to identify the particular child they want to abuse. If it's a brother or maybe an uncle in the house, because I want you to know something, this abuse happens, 90% of abuse, the abuser is not an outright stranger. It's someone within the family, like a cousin, an uncle, your own brother, your husband's brother, someone so close, driver, domestic staff, people you will not naturally suspect. That's why I gave the illustration of the person that never lost her phone. She suspects everyone around. So when you have children, especially girls, please let your eyes be so wide and very open, looking around and checking what's happening around my children. What's this move this person is taking? I say, mother, you don't just go to bed and sleep all night. You wake up in the morning, you don't check people that are around you, you don't check their rooms, you don't check moves, you don't check, and hear noise and moves of doors around. That is not very good. Please, we must be very observant. So the predator, first of all, identifies the particular child he wants to abuse based on the circumstances around the child, based on the age or the look. Okay, you can come in a family, maybe a cousin, you just look, oh wow, this my cousin is so nice, she's tall, I like her height, I like her complexion, I like the way she talks. And he begins to groom the child. So the first thing is that they spot and identify the particular child. If it's an outsider, when I mean outsider, maybe someone around the neighborhood, or someone, maybe a driver or a school teacher, the one thing they do when identifying the child they want to abuse is they identify the child based on the family situation. They check a child that is vulnerable, a child that have low self-esteem, probably the family situation, the father is not, the father and the mother's marriage is not working well, so he comes in to fill that gap, to make the child feel that love your father doesn't show you, it's going to be well, I understand what is going on in your family, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. So they spot out children based on the situation around the child. Maybe the child have low self-esteem, the parents are not showing her enough love. It could be someone around the neighborhood seeing how a mother talks down on the child, shout at her, call her names, and this person has spotted the child. Like they are called predators. Remember when you watch all this Nat Geo Wild and see how lions want to target maybe a calf or maybe any animal, what they do first is not just to start chasing the whole herd of calf. They will stay at a particular spot and begin to sight and begin to identify the weaker ones. So when they check the ones that are weak, they will check the condition around that weak animal. Then as they take off, Other ones may be running, but the lion knows that I am going for that particular one. So other ones are just running. The lion knows his target. So the predators, when they see all your children, they target one. They know that one that doesn't feel loved. They know that one you always shout at, make her feel she's not good, she's not nice, you're just failing in the class. And they come in with that situation to make the child feel loved, begin to groom the child, begin to make the child see that I can see how your parents talk about you, that's not really good. I'm seeing that you're a good child, you can do better if they show you love. I'm here to show you love. And children want to be loved. Children are always drawn closer to people that show them love. So when they sight this particular child, the next thing is that they begin to, number 2 stage of grooming is that they begin to gain trust and access. They begin to gain trust and access by talking good about the child, being around the child, and gaining your own trust, making you to see that, oh, I'm a nice guy in the family. They find out what you need. They find out what the family need. They find out the area. Probably you're a mother that you don't have house help, and sometimes you need to go to a far distance to buy things. So they will make you feel that I'm there for the family, not about the child. Or anytime you want to buy something, I'm here. You can just send me. I can get it for you. So you begin to feel good about the person. Allow him come into the house. You want to get something and you can't leave. You say, oh no, don't worry, I'm here to help you. So they begin to gain your trust and the trust of the child. They begin to gain access into the family. So such a person, you will not naturally suspect that he's a bad person, because he's already showing you the good side of him. So this person goes on to give special attention to the particular child that he has identified. So as he's coming close to the family, making you feel good about him, helping you out, he's also showing special interest, special attention to a particular child. So if someone is giving your child special attention, you should look closely or teach the child that, look at this person, I'm beginning to see how he gives you this, he talks to you about this. Please watch out for this and this. So as we go on, you will know the things you tell the child about. I want to give you an instance. Maybe someone that noticed your child likes football, and he tells you or the child, I want to be making out time every weekend to come and teach you football, to come and teach you this, to come and teach you that. I can remember when I was a teenager, there was this my cousin, and I want to let you know, parents, watch out for the cousins of your children. Watch out for their cousins, their uncles, people around that you will trust. It could be your own very younger brother. When it comes to protecting your children against sexual abuse, don't trust anybody. You understand? Don't just trust them. Don't see. I want to tell you something. Be very suspicious, but don't make your suspicion to be suspected. Don't make the person you're suspicious about to suspect. That just play it cool and calm. Just be sensitive and observant, to observe and to ensure that no one takes what is special to you. Like, I will put it this way. You are not suspecting that particular person, but you're just trying to protect your child. And that particular person may not be wrong, so to say, may not be bad, but there is this thing about when you have a goat around, you don't carelessly keep your yam. You don't need to ask the goat, do you like to eat yam? And you don't need to hear an explanation from the goat that I'm not the kind of goat that eat yam. But the thing, generally, goats eat yam. So when you have a goat around, keep your yam safe. Protect your yam. When you have your yam ban and you see the goat going towards there, go and check out. Is the goat coming close to my yam? So that is how it is. It may not be that you have seen the goat eating your yam before, but you are trying to watch out so that it will not happen. So I was trying to give an illustration. So when I was still a teenager, this my particular cousin, I'm talking about giving special attention to children. Watch out for those cousins, those people, those good people, so to say, that give special attention to your children. So this my cousin then, I was still in secondary school, but he was just showing special attention. So they can offer to teach your child football, they can offer to teach your child driving, something ordinarily you would like your child to learn, but you may not have the time or the money to pay for such a training formally. So this my cousin will always come around, very older than myself, he will always come around in his own car and offer freely to teach me driving. One funny thing about it is that I have my other siblings. We are 4 girls, and a boy. He's not interested in teaching them to drive. He was just only interested in teaching only me to drive. So if my parents, or let me say my mother, has known what I know today, she would have known that this guy is a sexual predator. He's up to something. But to my mother, oh, that's your nice cousin. Oh, that's your good cousin that has a good intention. And to me, oh, he's a nice guy. So when he comes around, he will tell me, would you like to learn how to drive? Of course, which teenager is not curious to learn how to drive and things like that? I'll tell you, oh, I would like to learn how to drive. As a secondary school child, this guy will take only me out, teach me driving and all that. So they want to give special attention to that particular child. But the truth is that they are just grooming the child for the appointed time. But we will not allow that appointed time to come. So don't let anyone have special time with your children. How to combat it? So because of our time, when I mention a point, I will mention alongside how to combat it, how to stop it when you notice a particular sign. So don't let anyone have time alone with your kids. Make it a family rule. Make it a rule that one of the parents must go along with the child or the other siblings. So like that, my cousin that always say, let me go and teach you how to drive. Oh, it's just about you. Later I can teach other people. Make it a rule. Set it as a rule in the family. Let the children know the rule. You don't go out alone. Whether it's your cousin, whether it's your brother, it is who, it is uncle, you have to go with other siblings, or the nanny has to accompany you. And let the uncle, let the cousins, let them know that this is the family rule. This child cannot go for this driving class alone. Okay, and so that is it. The next point is that they give gifts. Bring gifts to win the child's heart and the parents. Most especially when they come around, they give gift to this particular child. And this my cousin I was also talking about, when he comes around, I'll be so amazed. He will buy gifts. And there's this other of my cousin too. You see, why I'm teaching this is that after some years, the things we pass through, the experiences we have, we put it together and used to teach the younger one and to save them from the trouble we came out from, or we came out from, we did not enter, but we saw the signs. So there's this my cousin as well. He came back from like America after a very long years of staying away. So when he came back, he was just new to the family. The younger ones, we growing up, we didn't really know him apart from the parents. So when he comes around the family, I noticed that his interest was just on me. He will always tell me, oh, my beautiful cousin, oh, my beautiful sister, you are the most beautiful in the family. So these are the things we tell our children to watch out for. I tell my children, any of your cousins that tells you, oh, you're the most beautiful, the person is lying. He's preparing his way to abuse you. So they will always, and you will not be there. So that is why we need to inform these children earlier. Tell them their lies and the things they say. Oh, you are my beautiful cousin. I love the way you smile. I always love you around me. I've been like, this guy came from Yankee. Those days how he came from Yankee. Okay, so this guy will always come. Sorry. Okay, so this guy will always come around, and I notice I'm the only one he has interest in. The next thing he will go to shopping mall, he will buy things, fill the bag, and I have 4 siblings. He will not give them. Every day he comes to the house, I am the one he gives the gift. I am the one he takes out. He will tell me, what do you want? Oh, do you want this? Do you want that? And he was far older than I am. I was just a teenager. He will be in his late 30s. That's a full matured man ready to marry. I was still a teenager when he married. So you can imagine my direct cousin planning to abuse me. If not that I had some certain knowledge at that time and some certain foundation, I would have been abused by that cousin. Because every sign I'm teaching us today, I saw all of them in that my cousin grooming me. He will buy me things, he will take me out. So watch out for people that give your children special gifts. So how do I help my child? You tell your children, any uncle, any auntie that gives only you gifts specially, that makes you feel that they love you specially more than the other siblings, that auntie, this is what is in his intention. Even though he has not done it, watch out for him. Don't stay alone. When he gives you the gift, tell him, please, you have to give it to my mommy. I can't collect it. Make the gift open. You understand? So don't let the child begin to feel specially loved and think it's actually true. Make the child understand that uncle that makes you feel you are special more than other siblings, you are more beautiful, he gives only you gift. He's planning to abuse you. He's planning to rob you of your future. And we need to make these children understand what sexual abuse can cause in their future. We need to make them understand anybody that wants to touch you in a special way, want to show you special love, not that they really love you, but they want to steal your body. They are thieves and they want to steal your future. So don't take it lightly. Don't take it funny. Don't ever condone it. The moment you see them giving you gift, pampering you, remember, he wants to steal your future. He wants to abuse your body. And one of the things we must emphasize is to make these children know that their body is the most precious possession that they have. As children, they don't have gold and mansions to care for. Their most precious possession as children is their body. Even the Bible said that our body is the temple of God. Please, I'm taking this training today from the standpoint of a Christian, because I am a Christian, and at the same time, I represent what the Bible teaches. So if you really want to form a solid foundation and values that will help your children not to be abused, you cannot take the Bible out of it. You can't take the Word of God out of it. I'm just trying to put things together because of our time so that eventually I will not forget it. In this time and era, there are so much knowledge parents go for. We teach our children a lot of things, emotional intelligence, how to become this skill, that skill, how to cook in the house, how to have good character and all that. One of the things I've noticed that parents of now have relegated to the background is teaching our children the Word of God. And I want to let you know something. If I did not have a strong foundation on the Word of God, not just moral values. They are very good, moral values, very good. I had them when I was growing up. My mother took time to teach us these, but if she didn't spend time teaching us the Word of God, making us to understand the place of serving God, the place of giving God our body as children, as singles, I would have been abused. Because as a child, as a teenager, I explored a lot. Sometimes, now that I've become adult, married, had children, sometimes I sit and ask myself, why was I not abused when I was a teenager? Why was I not raped? Why did I not lose my virginity? Because I really thank God. After all I went through, I still married as a virgin. I had a lot of my cousins that would have abused me. But in one way or the other, I was scaling through because of the foundation my mother built when we were very tender. Do not think that your child that is 4 years, 5 years is not understanding, especially now they are 4. Keep emphasizing it. Your body is so precious. Sometimes you teach them with illustration. You teach them, like I was teaching my children about, being sexually abused and how they can avoid it and how they can value their body. I used my phone. I told them, my phone is so valuable to me because I use it to do a lot of things. So when I go somewhere and I keep my phone, my eyes is on my phone because it's valuable to me. And when someone is trying to change the position of my phone, my eyes will always catch the person, and I won't take it easy with the person. I won't pretend like I didn't see the person. Why I will not pretend is because of the value I attach to the phone. I will immediately tell the person, why are you taking the phone away? So I tell my children, your own valuable possession now is your body. When someone is trying to touch you in an uncomfortable way, don't try to use, no, I don't want to make the uncle feel bad, because these are one of the things that makes children, before you know it, they're already abused. They know from what you taught them, something is going wrong. Someone is touching me in an uncomfortable way, unacceptable way, but she doesn't want to outrightly make the uncle feel bad. We just have to teach these children, let uncle feel bad. This is someone trying to rob you. Then you give them illustration. If you see a thief to break through the window and putting his hand to steal my money, to steal my jewelries. If I peradventure enters the room and find the thief trying to put hand after he has torn the window net, do you think I will start pampering the thief? Oh, I don't want him to feel like I know he's a thief. Outrightly, I will shout. I will scream and then stop it. I will snatch my jewelry box. I will snatch my phone away from the reach of the thief. So what am I talking about? Teach the children how to snatch themselves away from the reach of these predators. They should not feel like, oh, he may feel bad. He may feel I'm suspecting him. This is your most valuable possession. When they steal it, they've stolen it. They want to rob you of your beautiful future. So when you see signs like this, stop them. Don't be ashamed to shout. Don't be ashamed to scream. Don't be ashamed to tell the uncle, I know what you're driving at, but don't try it. Make these children to be very bold, to stand their ground. I tell my children, I said, always be firm. When you're trying to make your opinion, your suggestion, your idea known to an uncle that wants to abuse you. And one of the ways, I'm trying to just put up things together because of time. One of the things they do is that in the process of grooming, they begin to test the waters. They want to start touching on certain places to know, will the child accept it? Will she keep quiet? When the child keeps quiet, they'll proceed. So one of the things they do is like the child probably is in the kitchen washing plates. The uncle walks behind the child and places the hand on the shoulder. Why? What are you doing? You're washing plates. Oh, you're a good girl. You're very hardworking. So they put hand on the shoulder. And I tell my children, when an uncle begins to put hand on your shoulder, holding your shoulder like, oh, what are you doing? Making you feel like I care, making you feel emotional. At that point, you can look at the uncle, hand on your shoulder and say, please, uncle, stop it. Remove your hand from my shoulder. I don't like it. Be firm. At this point, the child will have mixed feeling. This my uncle is nice. Is he just neutral, just trying to put my hand on my shoulder? If I talk to him that way, he may not like it. Even though he doesn't like it, let it even be that it's not his intention, but you are able to stop his intention. Could it be that's what he's thinking? So please, giving gifts to the children, we should make the children know that it's a red flag. Then feeling a need in the family, trying to help you do what you cannot afford. Probably the child wants to go to a sport training, you're unable to afford to pay for it. The uncle says, or the person around your house says, oh, don't worry, let him go, just 10,000 naira. I'll pay for that. To you now, he's filling a gap. To you, he's helping out the family, so you are not really easily suspecting him. So when you see people like that, being nice to the family, feeling some need, watch out for them, even as they are showing their kindness. So how do you combat it? How do you stop it? How do you fight it? When you can't afford certain things, when you cannot afford certain things, your child wants to go for football training or music class, a special class, you cannot afford to pay for these classes, and someone is trying to offer the child and making it obvious, oh, if you can go for the class, I'll pay. No, mommy, allow her to go, I'm going to pay. When you cannot afford certain things, make your children know that for now we can afford it, but I tell you, I love you and I'm going to pay for anything in this life for you, and I'm going to get the money, I will pay for you. But anyone that is paying for it now does not mean the person loves you more than your parents. Your parents love you and want to give you the best things of life. So don't give that person the room to go behind and make the child feel like, I'm there for you when your parents are not there, when they can't do certain things. So the next step of grooming is that the person begins to isolate the child. The person begins to isolate the child, like taking the child away from other people. The person comes to the house and every other person is in the sitting room watching film. He goes to the dining and tells the child, no, come and sit by my side. He goes to the kitchen and he's eating in the kitchen and I say, come and sit here, come and sit with your uncle. Or he's doing something in his car and he tells the child, oh, you can leave the movie for them, just come along, come to the car, let's gist. Trying to isolate the child. So please watch out for anyone trying to isolate your child, trying to take him outside of where other people are. and tell the child never to stay alone, go alone. When the uncle says, come to the car, make sure you call your siblings. Let's go with uncle to the car. And when uncle said, no, come alone, say, no, mommy said I shouldn't go anywhere alone. Mommy said we should always go to places together. The next point of grooming is sexualizing the relationship. At this time, like I mentioned, trying to put hands, at this time, they are trying to make small move, bringing some small acts that are not really, the child cannot really dictate that this is a sexual move, but it's just try, will the child detect, what will the child do? Moves like, placing hand on the child's thigh to see if the child will say no. Moves like undressing before the child. Probably the uncle comes back and the child is in his room, and he just comes into the room. Instead of telling the child, excuse me, let me undress, he just begins to, and then the child is uncomfortable. Oh, sorry, uncle. No, don't bother. Just sit. What's there now? You're special to me. Trying to sexualize the relationship by making small move, and slowly they begin to progress, and probably taking the child to a swimming pool and pulling his clothes just to make the child feel comfortable where he's naked. He changes the clothes before the child is changing clothes. Instead of knocking at the door, he just bows in and says, oh, you're changing your clothes. Where is this? Where is that? Do fast and come. Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, they just make the child to feel, if the child just comes and say, oh, stop that, please. That's your uncle. Try to make the child feel normal where the child is naked or where he's naked. So he's really trying to sexualize the relationship little by little, maybe rubbing the child's neck or doing some certain things that the child may feel uncomfortable. You know what happens at this time? The child begins to feel confused and uncomfortable, but she's not able to say or speak out because he trusts the uncle. He knows this uncle is nice, but at the same time, the uncle is trying to make some moves. Am I suspecting too much? Is uncle just being neutral? So at this point, please, if the child is uncomfortable around any uncle, any cousin, don't force the child. Oh, why can't your uncle is calling you? Why are you withdrawing? Why is it that you cannot greet your uncle like before? Just a normal hug. Hug your uncle. What's that? Your uncle is calling you and you're running away. I could remember that same cousin I told you about. He usually come. Watch out for uncles, cousins that usually come to your house when you are absent. They are family members, but they will come when you are not there to groom your child, make them comfortable, and begin to sexualize the relationship. I could remember when this uncle comes around, I have other siblings. He's not interested in them. A cousin, not an uncle. He will call me, he will tell me, come and sit with me, come and sit with your brother, come and sit with your brother, sit here. With all the seats in the sitting room, he will always tell me, just sit right by my side. The next time, he will hang his hand around my neck. The next time, he will begin to, rub my back and try to put his hand under my top. I'm not telling him, oh, brother, remove your hand. What's that? I said, no, that's not, you're not comfortable. Oh, I'm sorry. So when they take the move and the child is about to feel uncomfortable and show their discomfort, they will withdraw their step to make the child feel comfortable. So these are the things we need to teach our children. When someone is making you uncomfortable, and when you tell the person, stop touching this place, he wants to make you feel that, oh no, it's a mistake. We just need to make these children to be wise. We just need to open their eyes, like, this is their moves, this is how they do it. So the moment they see the step, they'll just know that, hey, uncle is trying to act that thing, and that mommy said, so uncle is the wrong person, or my brother, or my whatever is the wrong person. And let me tell you something. I have heard several cases where a brother abusing the younger sister of the same parent, the same brother, the same mother, the same father. So don't think it's not obtainable. These cases are rare, but it happens when the parents are absent in the life of the children, when the family system is not working well, when the marriage of the parents are not working well, and they will be quarreling in the house, leaving the children with internet, television. So when I noticed this particular child telling me about her own brother, not a step brother, the same father, the same mother, abusing her, I was so shocked. they come back, they are fighting, they are quarreling, and when they go out, they leave us to watch all these what's this musical channels, all this music that are not, that shows sexual scenes. He said, when my elder brothers watch these things and they feel aroused to have sex, the next thing that they call me, not just one, her two brothers, they call me to practice these things with me. I feel like telling my mother the first time they did it, but when my mother and my father comes back, they begin to quarrel and shout and make the whole atmosphere so tensed. So I could not tell them. Before I knew it, this thing has happened for many years. She said it started happening as a child of 5 or 7 years, and it kept on happening till she became a teenager. And the parents did not know because they were there fighting themselves and doing all manner of nonsense. So when your family, your marriage is not working, even the outsiders take that as an avenue to help the child to feel loved, and try to talk about the situation of the family, and the child will see someone to talk to about it. And when something is already going wrong and the marriage of the father and the mother are not working well, the children will not have a good atmosphere to come and tell the mother this is what is happening, because they could see that mother and father are always angry when they come back, fighting each other. So these are the things that sexual predators prey on. They use these situations to prey on children. So what am I talking about? One of the things we should not allow people to do around our children is to show them films that have sexual scenes, films that are not good for children to watch. All this Nollywood, Bollywood that adults watch, you just see like it's normal thing. You see your child watching with adults, and as the child is watching with adults, the adult knows that this child is seeing this thing. So the day I will take my move, she will understand that this is how they do it, so we should practice our own. Don't allow your children. Sometimes parents find it hard. Oh, won't my children watch things and be comfortable in the house? But these are the ways you expose them to abuse. So don't allow them to watch these films and musicals with adults who can abuse them. And remember, when they are not comfortable around an adult, don't force them. Instead, ask question. Why are you not comfortable around uncle or your cousin? Ask question. Be observant. Why is it that when your uncle comes in, you run away? Like that, my cousin, the moment I noticed his move, trying to put hand under my cloth, holding me on comfortable places, the moment he comes to the house, even all of my siblings, they knew that this my cousin liked me, especially, oh, Yankee guy, very handsome, he has money, he'll buy me things. Once he comes, oh, where is Mimi? They'll just tell me, hey, come, your special cousin. Watch out for special cousins around your children. Watch out for them. Just, a cousin that like this cousin special, maybe they are between age range. Or maybe a cousin that is far older, but oh, that's my little sister. Watch out for those cousins that love a certain cousin especially. So when my sisters call me, oh, brother so person is around and he's calling for you, I'll tell them, please leave me alone, I'm not going. And they will be dragging me, come and see him, he's calling you. They don't understand that something is going on. And let me tell you something. One of the things we should teach our children is, whenever an uncle is making a certain move, please try and build this bond among your children to be able to open up to other of their siblings. This is one of the things that our mother didn't teach us well, to open up some certain things among ourselves. Not because we didn't bond well, but we have that sense of shame. I don't know how to tell my sister. I don't know how she will see it. So you just carry it to yourself. At a time, we noticed that this same uncle grooming me, when he lost me and knew that I'm no longer coming out, I'm no longer interested in seeing him. Whenever he comes to the house, I walk away. He targets and identifies another prey inside the same house. But imagine if I had told my siblings, this uncle is evil. He has been trying to put hand under my cloth, and all of us say, hey, that's what uncle is doing. My God, this uncle is bad. Everyone would have been on the lookout. Anytime uncle is coming, everyone takes off. There would have been an alarm, like I tell my children, I said, whenever you see such a person, on your alarm, beep, 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 let every other sibling hear the alarm. This is what uncle is doing. And I told him, so when you on alarm. Everyone in the neighborhood hears alarm. Say, on your red alarm. How do you on your alarm? Tell other ones. See what uncle is doing. Oh, he has come. He touches somebody in this place. He can put hand on your shoulder. See where he's going to. And make them know. The uncle that always put hand on shoulder, put hand on thigh. Shoulder is not really a private part, but it's a gateway to private part. If you allow the cousin, the next time from here, or the person is reaching here, from there, next time, you just touching small. You just remove his hand. You just touch small to know what would the child say. So we need to tell them that their thigh is a private place. Is the gateway to the inside, to the vagina. This place is the gateway. It leads to here. Even this place, you cannot really say it's a private place, but it's a place that they try out first. Will she react? If she didn't react, the next place is heading to is to the breast. So let the children bond within themselves and let them be open among themselves in order to protect the other child. So the next point that I'm trying to give now is, okay, I've said if the child is uncomfortable, please ask the child, why are you uncomfortable around this uncle? And please keep the communication line open. Give your children room and access to talk to you. Mothers, please don't always sound harsh. When a child is trying to tell you something and she's approaching a point you're no longer uncomfortable, say, did you do it? You have already shut down the child to withdraw the major part. I want to tell you something. When a child is trying to open up to you, they start from the minor to the major. So when they start from the minor things, they are checking your reaction. If you're comfortable and you give them room like, oh, wow, wow, hey, you are smart, oh, really? You have seen something. Oh. You give the child, make the child comfortable. The child is able to progress from the minor to the major. See your facial expression. You're able to handle it. You didn't feel disappointed in her. You know, sometimes a child is trying to open up and tell you something. The next thing you're doing is, oh my God. The child will withdraw the major parts. They start from the minor things to the major. So when you begin to react and show it on your expression, they will withdraw. Oh no, that's how it ended. So they will know that you will not be able to handle the main thing. So the next thing is that the blatant abuse. So from sexualizing the relationship, they will now get to the abuse proper. They will now, do the thing, but this is where we are trying to stop them from getting to. Or after the abuse, they maintain control. They begin to control the child by threat and blame. You're the one that allowed me. You're the one that caused this. You didn't close the door while you are dressing. You barged into my room. I'm going to tell your mom. Your mom will kill you. Make your child know that no matter what is happening, I can't kill you. I love you. In fact, anything you tell me, I'll be so proud of you that you told me. So give that open space and room for children to communicate whatsoever to you. Don't always make them to feel that, I've never done this kind of thing in my life, and if you try it. So please, mothers, when we are teaching our children, one of the things mothers tend to do is that we keep away the shameful parts of our past, the shameful part of our ugly experiences. We give them away and make them to see when we are coming first, how we are respecting our parents, how we are good girls. I didn't expose myself. I didn't allow anybody to touch me. Remember those ugly parts. Remember your struggles. Use them as a point of teaching to teach these children. I get to understand that these parts really have good and lasting memories in the mind of the children. When you begin to tell, I can remember, I have my pictures, while growing up, I came from a very sound Christian family. But along the line, because of some pressure in the university, throughout secondary school, I was still a very good girl. Till I entered university, I derailed. So when I now began to live worldly, dressing in the manner that I was not taught at home, and some of those bad pictures, I could have, now that I'm a very sound Christian and a pastor, I could have withdrawn those pictures, but I keep them. Some of them, when I see such pictures, dressing, somehow exposing your body, and a guy hanging hand around your neck, and you snap with the guy around the pool, when I see them, I'm ashamed. But I won't tear them. I allow my children see it, and I used to teach them. And one of these, I tell them, anything you will be uncomfortable and ashamed to see in your future, don't allow it to happen now. You see, this has happened to me so that I will teach you so that it will not happen to you. So use your past bad experiences to teach your children. So what do we teach these children? One of the reasons that children are being sexually abused is we don't teach appropriate, age-appropriate sexual education. We just tell children, don't let anybody touch you here, don't let anybody touch you here. So as these children are coming up, even at the age of 2, 3, these children can understand ABC. A is for apple, they can sing. This is when we begin to make them know that there are two parts of your body, the private and the public, the ones people can touch and play with you, your hand, your butt, your thigh, your breast, your penis, all these parts. You don't allow people to see them and you don't allow people to touch them. And there is a way parents also make mistake. Mothers, in the house, you allow your children feel free. It's our house. A child of 7 years, 8 years, even 10, wear pants and running around the house. And some other adults are there. A child will leave the room naked with pants, sometimes without even pants. You feel that, hey, it's in my house. Sometimes you see them around the compound, the child wearing pants and running around. I'm going to hang my clothes, I'm going to do this with only pants. You are already making them not to have value for their body. So when someone wants to abuse the same body they keep open, how will they resist and say, no, this place is valuable? We must teach children to value their body and keep it sacred. Even the Bible says our body is the temple of God. At that tender age, they must understand that nobody should vandalize the temple of God. And so as we teach it, we enforce it and ensure our children doesn't come out and walk around naked and feel comfortable. So that can allow abuse to happen easily because even them, they don't have a sense of value for their body. So please, we should stop. When they begin to practice it before people comes in, they'll be used to it. And we teach them not to keep any secrets. Make them to know, give them examples, of your past. When things happened, you opened up to your parents. The ones you didn't open up, how it affected your academics. And they will say, wow, mommy, this happened to you. I could remember recent times, I begin to pull out my past that are not good. Not like I've really had, I got married as a virgin, but there were mistakes I made where I went out with guys to parties and I was almost raped. And I don't want these children to have that near experience. So I tell them, someone will tell you, let's go to party, don't tell mom. Tell your mom, because your mom is the one that has the duty and assignment to protect you. So you tell them, don't keep any secret. If you have made the mistake, you tried something, tell your mom. And so please, let's have time we sit with the children and we teach them what they should know and should form the basis and the foundation of their life. Like Jesus said, he said, a house built on the rock. He said, when a house is built on a rock and the other house built on a sand, he said, when the wind blows, you will know the house that is built on the rock. Your children, my children, will face challenges. Certainly, they will face challenges in school, temptation. But when this temptation begins to come, you will know the children that are built on solid foundation of good moral values, foundation of the Word of God. Now, people teach their children a lot of things, but they exclude the Word of God. One of the things that helped me, I still know that it helped me till today for me to protect my sexual purity, keep my body, is the foundation my mother laid. She made us to understand it from the scripture. She explained it from her own points of view and understanding. She gave us her own picture, her own examples, and I got to understand it, and I got to have that as my strong foundation, that even in school, in the university, when I began to go astray and do some certain things, and the boyfriends will tell me, don't you know what girlfriends do with their boyfriends? Didn't your other friends tell you? I said, I know, please, but for me, I can't do it. They would then tell, so why did you come to this hotel to see me? Why did you come to my house? And it's recently I began to ask myself, well, why did I actually go? You see, they will get angry. Sometimes they will try to rape me. I will resist and refuse. Why? That value has been there. Don't lose your virginity. Don't lose your sexual purity. Don't allow anybody to take your honor and your respect as a woman. I held on to it. Do you teach your children such? So even with everything I explored, I went around shows, parties, nightclubs. When it comes to my body, no go area, you don't. And I see guys begin to, accord honor and respect to me because they know this one. You don't do anything close to her body. So you give these children this moral and sound foundation. Our time is almost up. Tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching another part to our mothers. And before I teach our children, I'm going to have a 30-minute section because I still have more things to share with us, deeper things to share with us that will protect. Like I said, a part, how do I protect my child? You see, there's something there's an animal I love very well, and I love how they protect their children. This is hen, especially the mother hen. The cock and the hen came together and had children, but when it comes to protecting the children, the hen is always out. Once she hears the hawk passing, the hawk doesn't need to get down before she rushes and goes to her children and spread her wings and protects them. So I want to, this part I will be teaching us tomorrow, very, very important. Very, very important. How do I protect these children like the mother hen protects their chicks? And you find out that these chicks are so vulnerable. They don't even know the hen. But when the hen is passing, the mother knows. So, and the things we teach our children step by step, the things we arm and equip our children with, I'm still going to be going deeper in it tomorrow. So please share with your friends. Share this video with your friends. Invite more women tomorrow. The part I'm going to teach us tomorrow, honestly, knowing this, when you know it and apply it, your children, by the grace of God, can never be abused sexually by anybody, whether within the house or outside, or when they go to university or secondary school. They will not be abused when you learn these things. So please, tomorrow by 11 o'clock, our children are supposed to start by 12. Okay, let's start by 12 because so that it won't be too early. By 12 o'clock, the mothers will have 30-minute session. Then the children will have 30-minute session, making it 1 hour. So we will not be teaching our children so much that they will not be able to retain. And please make your children available. There are a lot we will be teaching them that they will learn and they will never forget, that will help them to protect themselves, that will help them to know these people when they are going around them, so that it will not happen to them. So please drop your own comments, drop your questions. For now, I'm not seeing any comments and questions, so that tomorrow when we come online live, we'll be answering those questions. And please share the video to your friends. We are wrapping it up now, and tomorrow I have a very wonderful package. This program, like I told us, is free. It's free because we have the passion to help mothers groom wholesome children who will serve God and fulfill their destiny and not have regrets in the future. So we are on that assignment to work hand in hand in partnership with mothers, with parents, to groom these children. So that's why we are doing it free. There is no special offer for you to pay money tomorrow. We are not out for business. We are out for impartation. We are out to protect families and to build a family system to work well, and the children fulfilling their purpose and becoming great in life. So please join us live tomorrow, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 30 minutes, then our children will follow suit. So please invite other mothers. Still share the link for people to join and share this video tomorrow. Drop your comments, and I'm so happy to have you today. I am Princess Miriam Amos, the lead mentor of Kingdom Home School. God bless you for joining us. Thank you.